The arrival of the Arabs in Europe helped our continent to achieve a new level of knowledge from a scientific and linguistic point of view. There is a significant number of words that entered in European languages, especially in Italian and Spanish. The aim of this research is to study the etymology and the different changes that the Italian and Spanish words have undergone. The Arabic conquest started in Sicily in AD 27, and step by step they conquered a large part of the Mediterranean area, reaching even the main commercial harbors of Pisa, Genova, and Venice. And thanks to different studies, it's possible to establish that the Italian Arabisms entered in our standard language through one or more of these cities. The Arabic is very different from Italian, and for this reason, the presence of a great number of linguistic adjustments is normal. The omission of the phonemes, their substitutions, the alternation of graphical and morphological adaptation. Clear examples of this phenomena can be seen in Italian words as arancio, ragazzo, algebra, and assassino. Arancio derives from the Arabic naranja and is a Persian loan that comes from a Sanskrit naranja. This is a perfect example of the apheresis, which means the omission of one or more sounds from the beginning of a word. The word ragazzo derives from the Arabic rakkaz. It means messenger or courier. This is a term that comes into Italian through custom terminology, and it represents a case of epitasis, it is to say, the addition of the letter or sound at the end of the word. One of the most used suffixes in Latin is use or "um", and the phonetic alteration of the word is firstly in Latin with the name ragatius and then, later, the word ragazzo. From a morphological point of view, it is important to highlight the agglutination phenomenon. In other words, the juxtaposition of distinct lexical elements that in the Arabisms takes place with the Arabic article al, that is written joined with the following word. The name algebra is a clear example. It derives from the Arabic form al-gabr, and it is a surgical term used in the Arabic mathematics essays. From a phonetic point of view, it represents an example of how the Arabic labial occlusive ba, it is written in the same way as Italian, with the letter B. The last word taken into account is assassino, derives from the Arabic hashashi, from which we can deduce that when in Italian does not exist a similar phonema to the unknown and this one is unpronounceable, very often it is omitted. In this case, it happens with the letter ha and ain that are omitted. The Arabs' presence in Spain lasted enough to affirm that the two languages mutually have been influenced. They arrived in 1711 in a place called Hibal al-Tariq, today known as Gibraltar. Different dynasties reigned in Al-Andalus, named in this way for the Muslims' presence. There was a pacific cohabitation with tolerance and respect because everyone could practice its own religion. It is important to remind that the Arabs were people who passed down to the European world art, knowledge, and notions, and if their permanency was long-lasting, the disappearance of their permanence was even longer. The most Arabs, Christian, converted to Islam, and also bilingual, were very important for the dissemination of Arabic terms in Spanish, and they were the one who let come in notions, words, and different objects. From a linguistic point of view, it's known that, referring to the verb's entrance, there has been a difficulty because they are formed by a structure of consonant roots that can include between 2 and 4 consonants. The higher number of Arabisms entered in Spain is nouns related to clothes, architecture, science, chemistry, technique, and botany. It is estimated that they are about 4,000. Some examples are almacén, alquimia, jarra, and aceite. The word almacén with the meaning of public warehouse of goods, is a direct transmission from the Arabic term al-mahsan, and is a Spanish commerce term, and it was exported also in Portugal and Catalan region. This Arabism begins with one of the Arabic solar consonants. Consequently, it is assimilated to the initial corresponding consonant, creating a diminution. It is to say, the double of the consonant in pronunciation and writing, that in the Arabism will be simplified. Alchemia, from the Arabic alquimia, has the meaning of philosopher's stone, but becoming part of the Spanish lexical heritage, suffered a semantic deterioration and acquired mystical meaning. Also here, the article al clarify how this word is entered in Spanish through the popular oral way of speaking. Jarra derives from cara, that in turn is a person word, and it is noticeable because of the absence of the article. In fact, in person, the jar is called jarra. This word comes in Spain thanks to the Umayyad mediation. Aceite comes from the known as zaid, of which assimilates the article because the consonant za is in Arabic solar letter. The diphthong that from I has turned to a shows that it's a late loan word. The purpose of this analysis was the one of presenting the different ways of which the words of Arabic origin were integrated in Italian and Spanish. For Italy, it's evident how it's not always simple to identify through which channels words have entered in the language. On the other hand, for Spain, it's easier to understand the way words enter the language and which are these words, because this country experimented a long-lasting domination. It is important to remember that the linguistic phenomena created tend to substitute Arabic phonemes with the Italian similar ones, while the unpronounceable ones are omitted. It is also possible to deduce, even if in a small part, the cultural and linguistic heritage that the West drew from the Arab-Muslim world between the 8th and the 13th century.